It's Friday, August 6th. I'm in New York. All right, I'm watching some TV. What happens is this morning, like so many mornings, and it's steadily getting worse. There's something wrong with I don't know, I'm trying to think of the words to use. If it's, I've heard the humans use the word radiography. So now if radiograph is indicative of this mark, and this means solid health, because everything is in line and in tune, and the body is able to function within this radiograph in a healthy manner, that's one thing. Now, I know in my lifetime they've also talked about magnets. This is the back of just a regular refrigerator magnet. Now, I can stick two magnets together, and what happens is in radiograph, the magneticism and the supermagnets and their pull is what determines whether your health looks something like this, which is what I'm currently experiencing in pain. It is like being a rag doll on a clothesline, but the clothesline is not tight at both ends of where it's tied. So your body just kind of like hangs it just doesn't feel right. It feels very much like this. It's hard to straighten up. It's hard to hold yourself in. Everything seems to be pulled on the outside. Now, what happens with supermagnets on a very, I'm not talking like physics in a class at some like prestigious university. Let's go to like brass tacks on what it actually feels like. In order to get from here in radiograph electrolysis, like the electronic waves that they're sending through, it comes through so many different surfaces. It comes through the electric outlet. It comes through the spotlight TV. It comes through the way that the remote works with the box is radio frequency. The stupid Alexis now that Linda has works by audio and electric frequency. It's not like I push a button for this to turn on. It's always sending out signals. It is so disruptive in the environment. It is so physically painful. Now, what happens is if these are two magnets and the line is straight, and that's the healthy line, at some point in New York, it is going from a health line of radiograph into this unpredictable, undiscernible differential, because something is the magnets are no longer picking up and straightening out the electrograph line. What it feels like is if this is one of my cells inside my body, this would be healthy. It's functioning as a normal cell. What happens is right here, when it transitions from a straight line into the undiscernible, it's like it pulls one of the triangles by electrolysis, which is what these two dots mean, into the mirror imaged opposite of where they should be. So now it's changed its shape. My cell, my internal body cell has now forcibly changed shape from healthy like this into a mutation like this. And then this sharp edge running through my electrical grid pulls off electrolysis. I mean, they say inside your body you have something called an electrolyte. These are things like when you get too dehydrated, the salt content, you have to drink more water. Then you have to make sure that you have enough electrolytes. This is all to balance out. Now what this is this is just the, this is my diagnosis for where I'm at the moment. I've got pull on my intracellular interstitial fluid, my plasma, and it is sending back out via my ABO. I mean, pain signals it's altering my ability to walk. It's altering my peripheral. This is my peripheral nervous system. I have an autonomic nervous system and I have a peripheral nervous system. My autonomic nervous system being the central nervous system, which just goes on its own. I mean, it can be interfered with, but again, why I don't want to teach people how to interfere with it. What I want to do is bring light to what I'm personally experiencing, because I know that with a simple computer and access to the electrical system of a neighborhood, car batteries can be tuned into as a gateway for an artificial, like a jumper cable almost. They can create a jumper cable off of a car battery in a neighborhood sitting right outside your house, and then jump into your living space and then feed off of all of these known source other radiological devices to start causing you personal. I mean, it is, you don't like someone, it makes targeting someone and breaking down their cellular ability to heal and their ability to think clearly. I mean, you want to cripple an enemy? I mean, and here's what this is. These are the idiots that I know they're like my dad almost, but not as bad, because I think that they at least listen. It's like all they care about is auto manufacturing. Oh, cell phones. We're going to make money off of that. The market. Right, yeah, okay, so before you go with those big old nickel mines and all that like really super stuff that you inherited from your like great grandparents, why don't you think of the rest of us? Because in case you hadn't noticed, the demographics of New York has changed. They've installed some government from some other country and a couple of other countries that are not like my grandpa's government, and they're not my people. And now they're selling shit to like my mom that then they're sitting and they're fucking with the electrical grid. So my health and my children's health is going to be affected, as is your own by extension. You're literally just giving your personal space power out to just anybody. So this way you can make $1.
China to control this battery global supply chain?
Dang. Well, so far we've already lost.
No kidding.
Yeah, China dominates production of lithium-ion batteries. And
why do you think they want to dominate batteries?
China Incorporated to dominate even further into the future. Not only batteries, but the electric vehicles themselves. So
First of all, this guy's doing something in Giga metals. All of these fucking shitbags that you sold cars to with the original battery and some gasoline didn't make the world better. In fact, by doing this and giving them personal transport, you made the world worse. That is a guarantee. That is your end result after 40 years in, you shitbags in all of these industries made the world a worse fucking place to live. Now you're deciding, oh my God, what's the next generation? What are we going to do? How are we going to do this, right? Why would you continue with the really bad, dangerous plan of giving criminals personal transportation to grow dangerous networks and install themselves in places you don't want them and really hard to get them out, because then you got to convince the locals that they got to get involved, which they're a bunch of lazy pieces of shit. Again, Radiograph makes the tuning in of the puppet being the human, it like turns them on and off, like whether they're going to be useful today or not. I mean, I know you guys have all this like shit back, like you gotta live with intention and I swear to God, if I had a fucking baseball bat and the energy, I would walk around and fucking knock heads off. Swear to God. Until we could get back to fucking normal. Like back to like 1900s normal. I don't know why you need to give criminals fucking personal transportation.
Batteries from China. Well, they control the batteries, and
Who says?
they can control the price.
And what does all of this mean? So you're purposely giving my health, safety, and welfare to a government that doesn't look like me, doesn't act like me, and doesn't know me, and doesn't care about me. Is that what you're saying?
Deals with places like Panasonic and so on and so forth. But still, it comes down to the mining of it all, doesn't it, Mark? I mean, you got to go the highest.
I mean, like, what is this mythological China? What does that incorporate?
You own 100% of the turn-again nickel resource in northern BC. Talk about that, because that's a really important part of this.
Well, we've done an engineering report recently where we model producing 37,000 tons a year of nickel.
Oh my God, you did an engineering report. Did it say anything about the kids that were being hurt and radiographically like interfered with their health and why you should not pursue anything to do with batteries and foreign governments? And the shitbag foreign kids that you keep adopting like stray kittens and teaching all these like really dangerous sciences to, and then they sneak back into their own countries of origin and they're like, no, they're eating out of garbage cans. Now we had to build up. That's my nation. No, I know I had white parents because they were the ones who took me in. But now, but I'm really black and I really got to go back over there and build my old, like my genetic nation up. Why do you fucking shitbags allow this to go on? I'm just curious. I'm 42. I'm white. I've had no fucking opportunity. I've had no ability to get the fuck out of New York or stay in New York and be useful in some capacity. Just been fucking kicked around like a dirty tin can on the fucking floor, just waiting for some opportunity to just sweep into town so I could be fucking useful and find something to do with my days and to not be like forgotten about or made into like some really dangerous science project. But I know like guys like this, it's just really important that you make club. It's what it feels like, guys. I'm not kidding.
For 37 years, so it's a major resource.
And then he gets to an age also where it's like, well, what do I care? In another 40 years, I'll be gone. Right, yeah, I get it. Like you, that's your usefulness. What about the rest of us?
And 70 new mines of this size by
And
2040.
why are we encouraging Giga metals and a battery network, which is just furthering? Do you understand? It is like you've got bad enough criminal networks in their one area that use a phone and they can't get out. I would have cut off their phone lines so they can't build networks. But that wasn't like your plan. Then instead you gave them personal cars and personal transport, humans. Then now they have flight. Someone found them, knew that you didn't want to work with them, and then they built networks, like huge networks. Now they're flying, they have cars, they have cell phones. Now they have computers. They're jumping electric networks because they're breaking into everything by computer chip. How are you going now? How? What are you now buying them off? Yeah, that doesn't work because how much money what are you going to offer them? I mean, like, where were you shitbags going with our genetic health, safety, and welfare and the electric grid? I'm just curious. It's just so much fucking easier to shut the entire world off from electric. But then that goes back into batteries. Don't develop them. Do not sell them. Because you're going to have portable terrorist networks that are going to set up like however many years that they can get off of a charge on the grid of some battery network now. What the fuck is wrong with humans? Seriously. Is this like capital Marcus, I mean, like a capitalist pig? Really, you're not able to think that far ahead about like, okay, so now if I fund this, if I develop this, if I even talk about this in large group and get like people like all excited about it, right? I mean, why would you do that if you haven't run it past safety, health, welfare, and Department of Homeland Security, all area dumb, fucking useless, being anything on this fucking TV program? I'm just curious in the white category, since I can't really speak on behalf of any other. I'm just the child of one of your relatives, and I'm an unhappy, unsatisfied customer because you've been ignoring me my whole life. And I really needed to have a conversation, but let's just do this in public since everybody knows you're in charge of something and knows that I'm being hurt and have no access to you. Where are you all going with this future? And who dedicated you in there? I would take a look at deep internal investigation in New York. Star 1978, star 8378. I saw something about Brooklyn and a new borough president that's going to be a fucking problem. And there's some new EPA guy, dark skin, he's a problem. I don't know how they are. It's like the ad council. I don't know who the fuck running that. I don't know how that got started. I don't know, whatever. But why are they just putting people in and it's getting worse? I mean, to even move is worse. Floors creaking, my body is cracking, and it feels like this as I walk through the environment. It is so painful, even to walk down Main Street. Besides the fact that Main Street used to look like this, with sidewalks and streets. Now the alignment really looks like this. The sidewalks are topographically, they're pulled up in certain sections. I mean, they've taken out sections of concrete and repoured it, meaning some spiritual whatever and ancestry. I mean, it's disgusting and it's a disaster around here. Just is. It's August 6th, 2021, star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza.